Yo, what's good, yo? I'm JB Hoops, and today I'm back with another draft prospect breakdown as I'm diving into the game of Malaki Branham, the 6'5 freshman out of Ohio State. His freshman season started off a little slow, but as the season progressed, he got so much better and started getting a lot of first round hype, and now through the combine, even some lottery interest. So first off, I want to show you his stats. So Malaki Branham started off a little bit slow at Ohio State, but since his breakout game versus Nebraska, over the last 22 games of the season, he averaged 17 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 2.2 assists, on a super efficient 53% from the field, 43% from deep, and 82% from the line. Malaki Branham had a super efficient freshman season, and that's one of the main reasons why he's getting lottery interest now going into this year's draft. Now let's break down his game. So first up, I'm getting into his shot creation and pull-up scoring ability, which is Malaki Branham's greatest strength. Branham is a tough shot maker and an excellent scorer in the mid-range. He has one of the best mid-range pull-ups in this class, and he's super crafty with nice footwork and a vast range of fakes and moves. His pull-up isn't the most fluid, he doesn't get it off effortlessly like Devin Booker. He likes to take one or two dribbles and quickly rise up into his pull-up, which he does get some excellent elevation on and also have an extremely high release, making it extremely difficult to contest. Malaki Branham's also great at stopping on a dime and getting his shot off, and just with his skill set, I think he's one of the best mid-range scorers in this class, if not the best. Malaki Branham isn't really a quick mid-range scorer like Ty Washington, for example. He is more controlled and methodical, getting to his spots, quickly rising up and hitting it, using his size to create contact and create space, and keeping his dribble alive to manipulate the defense. Malaki Branham has great touch on his shots. His ability to hit the mid-range pull-up is an excellent tool in the pick and roll. It makes it very hard for the defense to cover, especially in drop coverage, because he just gets it off so quick and gets so much elevation on it. The only downsides of his shot creation is his handle isn't particularly advanced, but he does have a nice variety of basic moves, and he's very good at changing speeds and has great body control. So he still consistently finds a way to get to his spots or get to the basket, and is an elite mid-range scorer. And whilst he is an elite mid-range scorer and pull-up shooter, his range doesn't really extend to behind the line. At times he can struggle when teams go under on screens because he isn't the most explosive athlete either, so he can struggle to get through the defense. And at this point, when teams go under on screens, he's not really a threat to hit the three. He only went 2 of 9 on off-the-dribble threes this season, so that's something he'll definitely need to incorporate into his game if he's going to be an elite 3-level scorer in the league. Next up, onto his shooting. Malaki Branham is a super efficient 3-point shooter on decent volume at 2.8 attempts a game. He has a very nice jumper with solid mechanics and a high release point. It's relatively quick and won't require any major adjustments, but I have noticed with his form it sometimes looks like he's pushing the ball in rather than shooting it, which definitely doesn't seem to be an issue given his touch and insane percentages from deep, but it is a thing that just looks a little weird when you see him shoot. But in saying that, Malaki Branham is elite as a spot-up shooter. His jumper is so pure off the catch, doesn't have to drop the ball down or set his feet. He just catches it and quickly gets it off, and a lot of his makes are pure swishes. He shot 45% on catch and shoot threes this season, and that will definitely translate to the league, and he'll be a really good shooter from deep from day one, which just brings another aspect to his game that NBA teams will love. Next up, onto his finishing. Malaki Branham is an excellent finisher. Over the course of the season, he converted on 72.2% of his attempts at the rim. He has excellent creativity when it comes to finishing at the rim. He can go to either hand and has incredible body control and amazing touch. Branham is extremely effective in the pick and roll and can get downhill and finish at the cup with ease. He ranked in the 94th percentile in college basketball as a pick and roll ball handler, so NBA teams will be pretty confident putting the ball in his hands. Branham's also great at using the threat of his shooting ability and pull-up scoring ability to get down into the lane and finish at the cup. He's great at probing through and manipulating the defense with a few dribble and just forcing his way into the paint to score. He also looks to have put on some muscle. At the combine he weighed in at about 195 pounds, so that is very promising when it comes to his ability to finish through contact in the paint. Branham's also pretty good at driving to his left and jumps well off his right leg to explode up and dunk with his left hand. He seemed more comfortable dunking with his left hand than his right, but he also has a pretty nice floater that he can get off quickly and in tight spaces. So whilst not being the most explosive athlete, he has a nice overall finishing package and can get it done in many ways. However, there still is definitely some concerns with his finishing. At times he did struggle to beat his defender off the dribble, and can sometimes be forced to rely on his mid-range scoring ability because he can struggle to get to the rim against good defenders. Malaki just doesn't have the burst to create a lot of separation off the bounce, and it could prove to be a noticeable issue in the league. I just think with how crafty he is and NBA spacing and his elite mid-range scoring ability, he'll probably find it a lot easier to get to the cup. But in college, he did usually have to use a screen to get to the bucket, and he's not going to get them same centers sealing in the paint to give him a driving lane. But I think with more spacing and some development with his athleticism, he'll be a threat to get down in the lane and jam one on you. Next up onto his defense, Malaki Branham is a very solid point of attack defender. He has good size at almost 6'6" and 195 pounds, as well as a 6'10" wingspan to help him contain 1 through 3. He moves pretty well laterally and has very good lower body strength to stay in front of ball handlers, and he uses angles well to cut off driving lanes. A lot of the concerns with Branham on the defensive side stem from him not being switched on and focused, because when he is locked in, he's proved he can be an amazing defender, extremely disruptive, and can get stops when he needs to. There is the standard issues like lack of discipline on pump fakes and bad closeouts, but what I think is most concerning is his inability to navigate screens both on and off the ball, and there's also just effort things like being too high in his stance and getting pushed out of the way too easily on drives. But all in all, I think Malaki Branham will be a very solid defender in the NBA, and within a few years he should be a plus on that end and will have the ability to lock down his man and get some stops when needed. Now lastly, onto probably the weakest part of Malaki Branham's game, which is his playmaking ability. He's nothing special as a passer, and whilst he is excellent in the pick and roll at getting downhill and scoring, he isn't really effective as a passer. He's not great at finding his roll man when he's open, and he's just too slow to read openings and passing lanes. But what I find most concerning is his handle. It is pretty basic, and because he's not the most explosive athlete either, he might find some struggles beating NBA quality defenders off the bounce. And he's also not too shifty with his dribble either, and at times I notice when he gets his driving lane cut off, he does kind of freeze up a little, and he just doesn't really have many counters in his bag when he can't blow by his defender the first time. Also, sometimes Malaki Branham gets tunnel vision, only looking to score, and he's kind of a bit predictable with his moves. At times it looks like he's set his mind on what he's going to do, so he just doesn't really see the holes in the defense and the opportunities to set up one of his teammates. So I probably wouldn't trust him to be my lead guard, but overall I think he'll be an excellent secondary creator, an excellent scorer out of the pick and roll. As for a draft projection, I think Malaki Branham will probably be a top 20 pick. Definitely has a chance of being a lottery pick, but as of now I just think there's a few other prospects that might edge him out, but I still think he'll end up being a top 20 pick in this year's draft. Alright, that's all I got for this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, almost at 600, might already have 600 by the time this video's out. Trying to get to 1,000 before the draft, so like the video, check some other videos out, subscribe, turn noties on, JB Hoops.